If you're unhappy with the sex life in your relationship, I'm wondering if it was always dissatisfying. Because there are two reasons it could be dissatisfying now. One, it was always dissatisfying, and you signed up for that the way I signed up for it. Okay, I knowingly married someone with whom I had dissatisfying sex. I made that conscious decision because I figured there's a problem in every relationship. But then there are also the kinds of relationships where the woman becomes disenchanted with the guy, or she develops alcoholism or emotional issues, or her health goes downhill, or there's just a lot of resentment that is built up in the relationship, and she doesn't want to do anything about it. She doesn't want to improve the relationship. She's just not that into relationships or improving them. Either way, you're screwed. Do not expect it to get better. If you are in a relationship where the sex is dissatisfying, I highly recommend having a conversation with your partner about it. And if you've never done that, you can only blame yourself. And if you have done that and your partner doesn't want to talk about it, it's never going to get better. I think there are very few relationships in which people make significant personal changes. The chances are it's never going to get better. Sorry to break it to you. The chances are it's never going to get better. A lot of women don't like sex, and a lot of men don't like sex. And when people don't like sex, they don't really want to figure out a way how to like it. It's the same as you trying to get me to go to therapy so I can learn to jump out of airplanes. No, thank you. But the sex drive is different. The sex drive is a natural drive, right? We're all born with that. Little children instinctively are touching their genitals. And if that was disturbed in some way by parental shaming, religious shaming, or physical abuse, that natural instinct will be severed. And people whose natural libido has been severed usually won't get it back. The only exception I've seen is with men. Their libido is so strong, if they grew up being shamed for masturbating, they'll be like, this is messed up. I'm just not going to listen to this church or this book or these people. But women are very, I think, more susceptible to the shame around their body. I fortunately grew up having a healthy image about my body. I was told growing up bodies are natural. So I don't have any shame around any parts of my body, even though it did take me into my late 50s to learn to like how I looked, my genitals looked. I didn't like how they looked. I think a lot of women feel that way. And when women don't want to have sex with their husbands, they realize they're not having sex with their husbands. I think that most women are going to feel guilty about it. But if the man isn't pressuring them for sex, they're not going to do it. And if the man does pressure them, they'll just give him pity sex, or what I call starfish sex. In starfish sex, the woman just lays there. I've talked to men who have told me, once a year on my birthday, my wife gives me a blowjob. But I don't really enjoy those blowjobs because she doesn't like doing it. And I can tell she's just doing me a favor, and I can't get turned on. I don't even want those blowjobs. I don't want sex when my wife is just doing me a favor. It just feels like I'm RAPing her. You know, I want to have sex with the woman who wants to have sex, is what most men will say. Now, of course, we have the sickos and the predators who like to RAPE women. of their own age or children. You know, but healthy men want to have sex with women who want to have sex with them, who enjoy them, who appreciate them, who love their touch, who desire them. Men, like women, we want to be appreciated. And we want to think that we're pleasing our partner, that we're just amazing. Our pleasure comes from the other person's pleasure. You know, a lot of sex is just like a hug involving the genitals. And so a person who's really good at hugging is going to be really good at sex, because you're doing a lot of frontal touch, right? You want your partner to look at you, to enjoy you, to get turned on by you, to respond to you, to delight in you, to delight in your cock, to want your cock, to desire your cock, to initiate sex. If a woman doesn't do that, there can be many reasons. Maybe you're not good in bed. That could be one reason. You're not good in bed. Or she never liked sex to begin with. Here's a tip, guys, when you're dating. Have sexual conversations before you have physical sex. Okay? Be comfortable talking about sex. Figure out if she's comfortable talking about it. Also, ask her, how often do you masturbate? If she doesn't masturbate, run. That's not normal. A woman's baseline libido will be determined how often she masturbates. You have to know this, guys. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. You can do what you want. I'm not the control freak here. It's important information, because while a man's libido is pretty much steady based on his age. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong here. For women, our libido cranks up significantly, tenfold, when we're in a new relationship, when we're in love. There's a lot of sex happening. I think men feel that way too, but do you guys? Do you notice this as much? Women for sure. Because our arousal comes from a bridge to cross, a gap, the unknown, the novelty, the being in love with you, the wanting to be close to you. There is a huge emotional component for women when it comes to sex. Once the relationship goes into its regular rote, you're talking about bills and chores and finances and kids and daycare and travel and caring for parents and who's doing the yard work and smelling your poop in the bathroom. The libido will go down to her baseline libido. And as long as she feels close to you and wants to feel connected to you, you're not some pushover people pleaser or smelly, rude guy, she's going to want to have sex with you. So ask a woman how often she masturbates before she met you, because when she met you, she might be increasing that. So that's a very important question. The other question I would ask a woman is, I would want to know how much she values relationships, because see, for me, I know because I value how I show up in relationship, and I valued my marriage. I was always trying to make my marriage better and improve on it. I valued the stability of my marriage. I valued my family life. Some people don't value relationships that much. They value how they feel in the moment. They just want to always have fun. They value novelty. They value newness. They value feeling desired and turned on. I don't know what they value. So they're not going to try, when the relationship gets boring, they're not going to try to spice it up. And I would want to find out how much they value their sexuality. This is very important. I have always valued my sexuality since I was 16 and wanted to explore my sexuality. And when I lose my libido, I get very concerned about it and I fix it. I get to the bottom of it. I value my libido. Some women hate their libido. They've shut it off. They lay there in bed. They don't want sex. And when confronted with this, they don't want to do anything about it. Maybe they were molested as children or they were shamed. They don't care. I care. I care how I look. I care about my health, and my libido is part of my health. I care that when I get up in the morning, I'm in a good mood and looking forward to the day. If I'm not, I gotta check in. I gotta fix something. And with the libido, it's the same way. Does this woman value her libido? Is it important to her? Is it a sign of her health? Is it a sign of her health? Does she value it? I would find this out. I wouldn't say, do you value your libido? But just ask her, like, have you ever lost your libido? And then what did you do? Did you care? Just find out. Because there is more to a marriage than sex, but being in a marriage without sex is, I don't get it, how you can be happy. I was not happy in my bad sex marriage. I was not happy with him. But I talk to guys on the regular who think, oh, my wife is so beautiful. She's so beautiful. I love her so much. She's my best friend. She won't have sex with me, but I love her so much. What is wrong with you? Sorry to be so judgmental. How can you love someone who doesn't even want to touch you? That's like me being in love with my ex-husband when he was emotionally unavailable. I think there's a psychopathy there. Like, I went for emotionally unavailable men, and some of you are going for women who don't want to touch you. That turns you on. Be honest. You are turned on, and you can only love women who don't want to touch you, who don't desire you. Or you don't have the balls to leave because you're so afraid of what your kids will think, and you're so attached to your money and your ego. How can you be happy in a relationship with a woman who won't suck your dick and wants your cock inside of her? I don't get it. And you don't have to. Just be honest. I think it's unhealthy. I think a more honest stance from guys would be, I'm in love with this woman who doesn't want to fuck me, and I know I have a problem, so I'm going to go to the therapist to figure this out. Guys, if you're in a marriage where your wife isn't fucking you and you're still in it, you're the one who needs therapy. You're the one who needs therapy because she's perfectly fine. And you're just a chump going along with the no sex. And I'm not going to just blame you because I was a chump. I kept thinking he would change. I thought, well, certainly he'll be more sexually interested and open with me once we are married. No. Certainly he'll be more sexually adventurous and open with me once I have his children. No. And that's when I had to accept that it would never change. We have to accept people how they are because they're not going to change. People don't want to change. Just like you don't want to change. I don't want to change. On a side note, that's the bullshit with that John Gray book. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. He says that women just want to be listened to and men just want advice. No, men don't want advice. I've never met a man who wanted me to tell him what to do. Adults do not want to be told what to do. By the way, I'm reading his ex-wife's book, Barbara DeAngelis. And she's quoted in an article as saying that that's a cop-out, that men are from Earth and women are from Earth. So we're like more than we're different. People don't want advice. People don't want to change. And it's okay to marry someone if the sex is bad, if you have other redeeming qualities. Like for me, I made a conscious decision. It's in my book, The Fuck List, that I almost didn't marry him and called off the wedding because I was so unsatisfied with our sex life, and he was not into meditation or personal development. But I made a conscious decision to marry him anyway. Did you make that conscious decision to marry your no-sex partner? And then think back. I'd like you to think back about when the sex was bad, how did you feel? Did you rationalize it? Say, think it would get better? Did you think you could change her? Did you, because you got to pay attention to your feelings. At what point did you just repress your feelings about not liking that? I think it's so easy to get trapped in a relationship. Maybe that's why I've been avoiding dating again. It's so easy. Once you're in it, it's so hard to get out. You get attached to the person, you build a life together, you have a house together, a family together, friends, anniversaries, memories. These are hard things to let go. But again, I think that if your wife isn't fucking you, and ladies, if your husband isn't fucking you lovingly, passionately, sensually, and delighting in you, you're the one who needs the therapy to figure out why you're there, and if you really want to be there, and if you want to be there, what steps you're going to take to make it acceptable for you. I think you're the one who needs the help, because the person not having sex isn't the person suffering. They've repressed their sexuality. It's all tucked away in a deep, dark cave that they won't get to. Sure, they lost out on their aliveness, they lost out on the joy, they lost out on the connection, but they don't feel that loss. They don't feel that pain. I don't think they feel that pain. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the person feeling the pain should definitely talk to someone. Why did I choose this person? How can I be okay with this? What should I do? There's nothing heroic or godly about staying in a relationship where you're dishonored and unwanted and unloved and not desired, and the woman is repulsed by you and doesn't want to touch you. Maybe you're just bad in bed. Maybe you're stinky. Maybe you're just fat and gross. You gained a bunch of weight. Maybe you sit around the house and don't take care of yourself. You've become unappealing. And that's where the dead bedroom fix is really good. You got to level up. Get out of the house. Get some interest. You have to be fuckable to other women if you want your wife to want to fuck you. You must be fuckable to other women if you expect your wife to want to fuck you. If you're fuckable with other women and she's not fucking you, you're the one who needs therapy. That's my advice. But I will be back for the comments. And by the way, it is a really nice cold day in San Diego. This is the first time I've worn my winter coat. Today is February 10th. Is it the 9th or the 10th, 2026? This is the first time I've worn my winter coat. Oh my God, look at these cute pants. This is the first time I've worn my winter coat this entire season since 2025. Because it's been so freaking hot. Like a week ago, I was wearing a sundress. I was running my air conditioner in the car, at home. And now it's actually nice and cold out. I'm like, I left the house and I'm like, oh my God, I need my coat. I ran back in and got my coat. This is a cashmere coat and it's not very warm. There's perfect weather for it. I think it's like 58 degrees or something like that. Perfect weather for a cashmere coat because it's really cold. You want a down coat, like a poofy coat. This cashmere coat I thought would be really warm, and it isn't, but it's so cute. I'm just totally in love with it. I was with one of my kids when I bought it, and my son was like, Mom, don't spend $1,100 on a coat. I'm like, I love this coat. I must have this coat. And I am so happy I bought this coat because this is a classic. I can wear this the rest of my life. This is a classic coat. And in San Diego, not that many people have coats because you don't really need one. So when I wear this coat, I stick out like a sore thumb. I might as well be wearing, I don't know. It's hard to say. In San Diego, most people don't even have a coat. And very few people have a nice coat, like a wool coat or a cashmere coat. It's extremely rare. But I'm from Germany. I'm from Nebraska. Like, I grew up in places where people like to wear nice coats, tailored coats. And when I was a little girl in Germany, my mother always sewed our coats. She loved to sew and she would fit us. And I always had a nice coat. So, and I like men who dress well. I just made that in my earlier video. I love a man who dresses well, who wears a nice coat and stylish clothes. I find that very attractive. I get turned on by that. And I also get turned on by a man having boundaries. And that's the other thing, guys. If your wife isn't fucking you and you're okay with it, you're kind of a pushover and a doormat, and no woman can respect you. Why is this guy not asking for sex? You have no boundaries. But if you lost your libido, that's one thing. If you lost your libido and your wife doesn't want to fuck you, you guys are good. But if you're a normal guy with a healthy testosterone and you like sex, you know, I had my own struggles with this when I was married. I had my own coping mechanisms, but I never went outside of my marriage. Well, at the end I did with women. Actually, in the middle too. This is all in my book. I was so sexually dissatisfied. I thought, well, maybe I can get my sexual needs met with a woman. A woman will be more sensual with me. But I'm not turned on by women. I really don't like to touch other women's pussies. I only like to touch my own. I get grossed out by men who are fat, and I get grossed out by pussies. They're not my own. I'm just repulsed. Sorry, I'm not bisexual. I mean, I think they're pretty. I don't think they're repulsive, but I don't like to smell them or touch them. I don't like to smell them. I don't like the pussy smell except my own, because I'm not gay and I'm not bisexual. I like men because their cocks are hard and they don't have a smell, but the balls have a really good smell. I love the musky smell of balls. Oh my God. I am probably going to watch this video, and when I hear myself talk about how I love the musky smell of balls just out of the random blue, I'm probably going to crack up laughing. Because sometimes I watch my videos, I'm like, oh my God, I am hilarious. I don't even know it. I'm just talking. So, okay, that's all I have for you. I will be back for the comments.